Hello to all my victorious people. I am Evangelist Rochelle Marr. I am so grateful to be able to come before you one more time to give God all the glory, honor, and all the praise for what He's going to do on the line. I came because it's time to just say that it's time to make a decision, and the decision need to be based on what it is that you want. Too many times we're doing things for everybody else. We're looking to please everybody else, but it's time to make a decision of your own on what you want. So, if you're going to be a God chaser, then you need to chase after God. You need to make the commitment that this is where you want to be. This is what you want to do. This is what we're going to do. And so too many times we based everything on everybody else's actions, but we're not doing what we need, making a decision on our own. We look in the Bible, and we wait. Most of us only read the Bible on the day that we go to church. That could be a Sabbath, that could be a Sunday day. Whatever day we go to church, we look at the Bible and we hear stories, because there's a lot of stories in the Bible that help us to live right and to make the right decisions, and which way to go, because it is our direction, it is our guide to living a godly life. But we can't do it because we only going by what we hear, only going by what we hear. And a lot of times, when you see other people being blessed and other people receiving things, and God is don't moving and delivering and stuff, and you're sitting there and you're like, well, Lord, I'm here while you're not doing that. But what decisions are you making? What have you done? How faithful have you been? Are you lined up with God? Sometimes we got to keep it real. We don't want to be sugarcoated, because life is not sugarcoated. Life beats us down. Life will wear you out. It will, because you're doing the things of the flesh and not of the spirit. So life can do some things to you. And so you have to make the decision on what it is that you're going to do. How are you going to fight back? How do you want your stuff back? Do you really want to serve God? Do you want to be want to be used by God? These are the decisions, not just the title. It's we all carry a title. We all carry a title of servant. All of us do, because if we all that accept God, we should now be servants of God and go out and spread the good news. So we all do that. But just to have a title, and if you have a title and you don't have a relationship, what good is the title? Why? So you can get human respect, but then them demons is beating you down, wearing you out, doing all it can to destroy you. But you have a title that's in people, to get people respect. Oh, respect me. I have a title. I am an overseer, so respect me. I am a pastor. I have no members. I don't serve. I don't go out and preach. I don't have a church, but I'm a pastor. So you need to call me a pastor. Why? Who are you impressing? People? Because God is looking at you making a fool of yourself. He said, daughter, line up. If you're a pastor, line up. Let me line up with me. Come seek after me so that I can lead you, so I can give you the flock that I have for you. That so you can do all the things I have for you to do. But not just the title to say this is who I am. The title don't define who you is, because you'll start, if you are called by you will already be walking in it before you be called it. You'll already be walking in your calling before you even is announced that's what you're calling it. So if you're a pastor, having a flocking, you're not preaching nowhere and you're not teaching nowhere and you're not doing the will of God, then you just got a title. But the title may impress men, but it's not impressing God. I refuse to have a title and not have the power or the anointing that go with it. It does not make sense, because these same spirits going to beat me up and do all it can to destroy me anyway. So no, I want to destroy you. I want them to know that I have the power. God used me. I'm lined up with God for him to use me so that I can cast you out. Because this is what God uses us that's down here to fulfill the heavenly things. So so when we line up with God and we avail ourselves to him to use us, then you will have the power and authority to speak to those unclean demons. But just to have a title that's, to say that I got one so men can want me, or men can, like me, or men be impressed. No, that means nothing. It does not mean nothing. It can be a whole load of church, people in the church. And if ain't nobody getting healed, set free, delivered, and then you still ain't did nothing in the church. What y'all got up? We get up and praise God. And we dancing, we clapping our hands, and we screaming, and we shouting, and falling all out. But ain't nobody getting delivered. There should be a change. So my thing is, we need to get more concerned with the souls of the people, and that they may get delivered, that they may be set free, so many people are hopeless, and God brought hope to us. So we need to be sharing the hope of God, that you can make it through this. You can. And, be concerned about where they're going. We don't want them to go. God don't desire for them to go to hell. It's the choice that you make. So it's time to make a commitment. Make the commitment to yourself and to God. When I was reading it, I came up, it came in my spirit because I was reading about Daniel and how they were literally brought out of their own country into another country to serve a king, but they never denied God. They were persecuted. They had to go through a ritual, do the whole day purification and all that for the king and everything. And God gave them favor. They trusted him all the way. They didn't blink. They didn't look back. They did not turn from the left or the right and say, maybe. No, they were sure that the God they serve was going to keep them in this country, that he was going to cover them. He was going to make a way for them in there. He was going to provide. And then when the other ones got mad because he wasn't doing what they wanted them to do, which people do all the time. Because the minute you don't do what somebody want to do, they will turn on you and come up against you because you're not being obedient to them. You're being obedient to God. The minute you don't do what somebody want to do, they're going to turn on you. That's just fact. That's life. And it happened. It happens all the time. And but you have to be sure. You have to be sure that I know good and well I heard what the Lord said. He told me to do this. I'm going to do what the Lord said. And you do what God said. And he covers you. He send you, if he send you somewhere, you are equipped to go. He's not giving you nothing he's not equipping you with. That's why you go through a process so that you can be able to withstand the hand of the enemy. That's why you go through the process. That process is teaching you and grooming you and helping you and leading you. And so you have even like mindset all week long. The Lord been dealing with me with my mindset. And my mindset was, I was thinking about something. And I kept thinking about, like every time I turn around, it pop in my mind. And I said, Lord, why this stuff keep popping in my mind? It's not even my stuff. It's somebody else's stuff that I have no control over. That I have no whole control over. So why am I letting that keep popping in my mind? And so, a couple of times when things started popping in my mind, I said, wait a minute. We ain't doing this. I'm not thinking about this foolishness because I gave that to God and I can't, and there's nothing I can do about it. It belongs to him. So my prayer was, Lord, help me to keep my mind stayed on the heavenly things. Help me to deal with it. And help me to get better. So when it happened again, I said, you know what? Let me cut me some music on and start worshiping. And so I started singing and I started worshiping, and it distracted my mind, and I had my mind on the heavenly thing. Then I was sitting there and it popped up again, and I said, hold up, let me start reading some word. And I started reading the word, and it distracted me again. And every time that I see that is coming in my mind, I take and distracted. And before I know, I'm going to be delivered for it because I am seeking after the Father to replace my thoughts, to make them his thoughts and not what I'm thinking. Because we have to give him everything. So I want him to even take my thoughts so I can be thoughts on the things above and thoughts of things that he want me to do or, accomplish. And so he can take my mind and say, listen, I want you to go read something, and I want you to go do this, and I want you to go do that. It clears it for me to keep the things on the things above. And I caught myself. Nobody had to catch me. Nobody had to give me a word and say, you think it. But I caught, when he brought it to my attention, I caught myself. And, we might say that it don't take all that, but it does. You know why it does? Because when you keep thinking of the things on that bother you, or the things that hinder you, or the things that distract you, or the things of other people that you can't do nothing about, those things will make you hindered. It hinders you in your spirit. And my thing is that I want to be committed to the Father and only to the Father, so that he can lead me and guide me. I want to be committed to God. I'm tired of all, people trying to. God is the only one should be able to lead you. You are to respect your leaders. You are to pray for your leaders. You are to and all those things, be obedient. Because he said, be obedient to those that he put over you. But You got to be committed to the Father. Be committed. Don't be committed to people, but be committed to the Father. Because when you committed to the Father will give you favor with him and man. So you should become more committed, and you have to be more connected to the Father than anybody. This is your relationship. This is about y'all. Like people, the prophet, you can be around prophets and prophetess, and they always in your ear telling you this and in your ear telling you that, and you're sitting there, you can't even get your own self together because you like, listen, they keep talking, but I only hear them. I can't hear God. And you have to break off and say, listen, I need to hear God. And you don't have to shut yourself down for a minute and say, Lord, what it is that you desire, what it is that you want. It's not good when somebody else keep telling you stuff to lead you and you not connected to the Father. The Father is number one. You will make them an idol, and that idol will destroy you. You think you're doing good, but you done made them an idol. And because they are the idol and they become before God, because you listening to what they saying and not what God's saying, he tell you, you have to let that person go. If you seek after God, he'll remove that person from you. Anything that will hinder you from drawing closer to him. He don't want you to be in bondage. He came to set us free, and free indeed. So if you're free, don't let somebody else put you in bondage. And under any circumstances, develop your relationship with God so that you can hear God. That's where we have to be at. You know why? Because we in a time, excuse me, I cough and I ain't say, excuse me. We in a time where it's the last days and the enemy is using many people. And you got many people that's in bondage and don't even know they in bondage. Have hard hearts and don't even know they got hard hearts because they don't want to accept what somebody is saying. They don't want to accept rebuke. If your real Father love you enough to discipline you, to lead you in the right direction, our Heavenly Father do the same thing, even with the church and in our home and in our attitudes and in our and our opinions. He will do the same thing. Say, that's not right, baby. That's not of me. I need you to, you got to come on in prayer and get some more love. Because you got to love these people in spite of. But we so caught up in this. We live in a society that everybody's opinions matters. I was talking to somebody today and they was talking about how the rainbow, the promise of God that he gave us, talking about, oh no, that gay bride, that's a symbol of that. No, it's not. It is not. They cannot take it because of the colors and say it's theirs. It don't belong to them. It is a covenant between God and man, for he said he will not destroy the world again through water. But it's a covenant. It's a covenant between you and God. When you make a covenant and a commitment with God, you stand on the covenant and the commitment to God, and you don't let nobody come up with no foolishness to tell you, oh, because they like it, they're gonna take it. You can't take something you don't own. It don't belong to you, but it belongs to all of us. because it's a covenant between God and man. So you gotta stand on that. Don't just say it because you hear other people say, oh yeah, that's what they did. I don't care what they did. They can say it all they want. It does not change nothing. It's just a hindrance by the enemy to keep you bound. But no, they can't take nothing. You know, too many people, you're famous. Oh, you get up there and say something, and now everybody say it, and then it's supposed to be okay because everybody's saying it. No, it don't work like that. That's why you have to have your own relationship so you can stand firm on your own, on the beliefs that you know. Know why? Because as they stood on their belief, God stood on his faithfulness to them and delivered them out of the hands of the enemy. That's the kind of God we serve. That if you faithful, he's faithful to us now. But if you faithful to him, the battle is not ours. We don't have to fight a battle. We don't have to argue a battle. Guess what we got to do? All we got to do is pray. Prayer changed us, and prayer changes the situation. And he will have you pray through some situation that can't even come nigh your dwelling. Prayer is your weapon against the enemy. So in this day and age, you have to have your war clothes on in the spirit realm, fighting, warring, all the time, all day, every day, all the time, warring in the spirit. As you warring in the spirit against these enemy, that enemy, listen, you are getting stronger, and you are getting power, and it can't come nigh you. He didn't say it wasn't going to form. He said it can't come nigh your dwelling. So even when it formed, it can't even overtake your mind. You know why? Because your mind is on Christ and he got you covered. And you're like, listen, I'll be like, the Lord got my back. I ain't worried about that. He gonna make a way. He gonna fix it. He gonna turn it around. This is what I know. So I want to keep my mind stayed on him. So when the battles come, listen, I really don't even have time. By the time I go and pray about it, after that, I don't want to think about it no more. I want to be able to leave it in the Lord's hand and keep on moving. But God gave us free will. And the decision is ours. Are your friends more important than God? Is your pastor and more important than God? Is your church more important than God? Is your relationships more important than God? It's time to make a commitment. Who you want to commit to? Who you want to commit to? We swear we have a lot of time. We really do. But everybody died. Everybody died. We live and we die. And we don't know when it's our time. It can be my time next week. I don't know. It could be. It really could be my time next week. I live as if every day is my last day, seeking more the Father, to do his will, to be in line with him. Because when I leave here, just like when the older people, those that you know that was in Christ, you be sitting there like, it's not a funeral, it's a celebration. And somebody asked me the other day, they said, well, how about, we were talking about heaven and hell, and it was like, Well, ain't nobody got no guarantee about no, but guess what? They don't. But you can find out for yourself. Seek God. He will show. And if you line yourself up with God, He'll show you the things. He show you things. He give you revelation. He give you understanding. But even I said, well, how about even? But if it is, what happens? So if He came back today or tomorrow, and now you sure, but you on your way to go to hell, that don't bother you? Because I don't know why everybody think they going to heaven. I don't know why. Why would God choose us and cleanse us and wash us and show us that we can be free from this worldly stuff if everybody was going to heaven? So there's a question that you need to ask. And then ask the one that can help you. Ask him. Don't, I don't debate. I would say something. If I know your mind is set, I ain't got to sit there and debate with you. I'm not going to do it. It's no need. See, God calls us. He knows our heart. He compels you to him. I can't do nothing. I can speak what he tell me to speak, but if he ain't telling me to speak, I'm sure not going to sit there and debate. If he's not telling me to speak, I'm not going to debate with anybody. I can't make nobody opinion or thought be wrong. That don't make sense, because that's why I'm sitting there trying to convince them that their thought and their action is wrong. They sitting there telling me, well, you wrong. So now we going back and forth. It's no winning, no tug of war. It's not no winning that. For what? But if I feel sincere about something and I'm led to pray about it, I know prayer changes things. So I'm just going to take it in prayer. But I'm not debating with nobody. I'm not sitting here trying to convince nobody. I tell you to seek for your own self. On the line, we're going to be reading and studying Daniel. But I told them on the line, I need y'all to read Daniel, because I need you to know what we get ready to study. I don't want you to just go off of what I'm going to tell you. Oh, I'm going to tell you about Daniel. No, God may want to give you some revelation or some understanding. And you can sit, as we sit there discussing and learning about it, then we all have, can learn from one another. But don't just listen to me. Read it. Read it, and then we can discuss it, because you know what we're discussing. You know what he gave you when you read it. Oh, I seen that. I read that one paragraph. It really did something for me, and this is what I got out of it. But if you only get what somebody else is giving you, how do you know it's right? He may want to give you a deeper revelation. But we don't read enough. We don't study enough. We don't condition ourselves to do the spiritual things, as we will condition ourselves to say, listen, they'll start a whole week early. I start a whole week early getting my church clothes together. And they start a whole week early getting their club clothes together, or they're going out clothes together and stuff. So listen, it's all about what you committed to. Are you more committed to your spirit, or are you more committed to the flesh? And there is no carnal mind. You can't be carnal minded. You can't be swaying back and forth, because it's going to crash and collapse after a while. There is no hot and cold. He said, either I'd rather you be hot or to be cold. There is no in between. We try to find ways that, that makes it conducive for us. No, it don't work like that. God don't work like that. So it's time to make a commitment. Commit to yourself and to God. If you feel it in your, like, if you really have a calling on your life and you know it, it's time to say, okay, let me stop playing. Let me stop playing and line up and do what I need to do and do it right. It's no, if you got a calling, there's no need to say, "Oh, I got a calling on my life." But listen, I did too, and I didn't real, and I was like, man, I ain't trying to do that. But then I realized that what helped me was that if God call you, He could equip you. He don't throw you out there. No, He equip you. Then as we going through the process, one of the other things is don't allow nobody to push you before God. God elevates us. God elevate us. Don't go somewhere in a church and they want to keep you because you good tithe payer, or you'll be committed to the church. No, be committed to God, and when it's time, He will elevate you. Too many people want to be elevated and want titles and want to be committed to a church setting, but not committed to God. That church setting is not going to take you to heaven or hell. Yes, it will take you to hell. But I'm saying it won't take you to heaven. It will not. We serve, God is a holy God and a righteous God. He's a holy God and a righteous God. And because He's a holy God and a righteous God, He can equip you to be holy and righteous too. Holiness is still right. It's still right. It did not change because of the day we in. God ain't changed because of the day we in. Is still right. And that's what I don't think we get. A song that can uplift your spirit and help you to run on a little longer. It's not, you don't have to, it's the song, not, it's the words that will uplift you. It's not the beat of the song. Ooh, I'm excited. Ooh, no, that's not it. The words that you saying should uplift you because it's uplifting your spirit, man, not your fleshly man. You don't need, I told God a long time ago, I'm tired of dancing and giving money and nothing changed because I didn't make a change. I was looking at everybody else doing it, and so I said, okay, well, if it's good for them, it's good for me. And I was doing it because they were doing it, and I was caught up in the complacent, stuck on stupid atmosphere of them. I wasn't chasing after God for myself. I was doing what everybody else is doing. Take your eyes off people. Take your eyes off the church. Take your eyes off the pastor. And put your eyes on God. The one that can help you. The one that wants to deliver you. The one that wants to see you free. The one that want to see you whole. That's what you need to do. Take your eyes off of these people. And put your eyes on God. And yes, that makes you different. Yes, that make you unique. Yes, then be those things. I'd rather be different and unique in the sight of God that He can use me than be doing what everybody else doing and listening to everybody else and being committed to the thoughts and the opinions of people. Nope, not doing it. Nope. Me pleasing God overrules me pleasing people. And if they don't like that, that's okay. That's okay. Because I must continue to run on. Because I want to make it in. I want to make it in. So, this is what we have to do. Let's make a commitment. Make a commitment to yourself and to God. You gotta want it. That's why I'm saying yourself, because if you don't want it, there's no need of making a commitment. Are you tired of your own stuff? Are you tired of, are you tired? If you tired of the way you see things or the way you look at been the situation you've been in, then you have to know that you have to make a change. So I'm gonna get off this off this video. I have 2 flyers up. I have combined the blankets, the hygiene bags, and the food bags all into one that will be given out on February the 26th, because I did not receive enough blankets that I didn't feel like I had a goal, and I didn't want to just give out those. I want to go over and abundantly what the goal was. So I combined them together. If you can give, if you can help, please don't hesitate to let's help those that are less fortunate. It's very costly, and I thank God because He's making ways out of no way. And if you could just help anyway, and there is nothing too little, it's nothing too big, and we'll be so forever so grateful that we can go out there and be a blessing to someone else. So there is different ways that you can give, and the last few times when I was trying to thank all those that gave and stuff, I forgot to thank my Buka Lisa, my youngest daughter, that truly be a blessing to me. And I was like, oh God, charge it to my heart and to my mind and not my heart, because I love you and I appreciate you, because some of the times I can't do it without you. So she always blesses me when it comes down to making the bags, and truly when she helps, I'm able to do those 200 bags and and give them out and be a blessing to them. I just want to thank Felisa, Denise, Bowie. I thank you. I said your whole government, because you my baby. And I just wanted to thank and appreciate her and let her know how much I do appreciate her. So that's how I'm actually able to do the bags, the hygiene bags, and the blankets and stuff this time. So I'm grateful. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate you. And so if you can help, please, you can P.O. Box 2965, Philadelphia, PA 19141. You can send packages. We are taking slightly used blankets and sweatshirts. So if you can, if you have things that you would bless someone else with, no spots or anything like that, but if it's slightly used blankets, and if you can bless and you can send them through the mailbox, P.O. Box 2965, Philadelphia, PA 19141, or you can give Cash App, which is $ capital R and my name capital M 2022. So it's $ capital ROCHELLE capital M 2022. You can give that way. You can give PayPal. PayPal is Victorious People 1111. So any way that you can give, it is greatly appreciated. I want to thank you in advance for helping us and our giveaways. I want to thank those that are already gave and those that are going to give. I just want to thank you in advance. I truly appreciate it. And I know that those that are less fortunate do too. So if you can give, please give. Please subscribe, share, comment, My email, Gmail is victoriouspeople1111 at gmail.com. You can email me if you have something that you have you want to share something with me, tell me something. You can email me. All of the information is down below. You please share with somebody else just might need a word of encouragement. We all go through things where life can battle us and beat us down, but we're not alone. We have somebody else that that will talk with you, pray with you, and join with you to help you through your times of sorrow and pain. So don't realize you're not alone. You can. And anyway, send comments and stuff. All the information is at the bottom. There is flyers on my Facebook and on my Instagram. You can look me up. My name is Rochelle Mars. Please look me up, and you will see the information there. Thank you. Have a blessed and wonderful evening. Signing off. Amen.